Okay, so I've spoken on pornography a great deal. As you know, I've written books on the topic, but I'll be honest, it's been a couple of years since I've really kind of come back to this area. That's part of why we started this podcast, so I could start addressing this again. So I think I'm out of the loop. Help me understand what's going on with PornHub and, just there you go. As much as you want to share.
Yes, so there's so much happening, actually. And it's overall really encouraging, but it's because, unfortunately, some really dark things have been uncovered. So in really 2020, more and more survivors have started speaking out whose exploitation was uploaded to PornHub. For those who aren't as familiar, PornHub essentially operates like YouTube, where pretty much anyone could upload a video to the platform. And then Pornhub made money off of ads and user data and some other things like that. Unfortunately, an unsurmountable amount of abusive content was being uploaded to Pornhub. Everything from filmed sexual assaults, child sexual abuse materials, otherwise known as child pornography, filmed sex trafficking, and also just other forms of image-based sexual abuse. So maybe a video that was taken from and shared without consent, for example. And survivors have started speaking up about this, especially one brave survivor, Rose Kalimba, was 14 years old when she was sexually assaulted, and that video ended up on YouTube. She contacted, not on YouTube, on Pornhub. Mm-hmm. She contacted Pornhub, asked them to take it down, and they didn't, and they let it remain for a significant amount of time. And unfortunately, that kind of story has happened again and again and again. But the survivors are speaking up, and that's always what leads to change. And so in due course, the New York Times actually published an expose on this, and in an op-ed called The Children of Pornhub. And I recommend that everyone go and read it if you haven't yet. It's quite significant. And
when was that? When did that come out?
That was in, I believe, December 2020. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so that happened, and it really sparked something really significant. So in response, credit card companies like MasterCard and Visa, at least temporarily, stopped processing for Pornhub. Now, all in this same time, our organization had been reaching out to Visa and MasterCard and other credit cards, letting them know about the abuse and crimes, really, that were being facilitated by Pornhub and MindGeek, which is the owner of Pornhub and a host of other pornography platforms. So we'd been calling on them. We'd been meeting with them, bringing survivors even to do briefings.
Gosh, I don't know how you do that without wanting to just punch everybody in the balls who works there. Google, it's like, I mean, they have a lot of shady practices, but at least you feel like their primary goal, I think it's fair to say, isn't sexual exploitation. But it's like working with Pornhub or trying to work with them is like trying to work with Satan. Like, how can we make things a little better? How can you be less evil? That must be really tough to go into one of those meetings.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're mostly going to the credit card companies and letting them know about letting them know.
Okay, so you're not meeting with Pornhub.
Right. No.
Okay. Sorry.
No, I think I would be too mad.
That's what I mean.
That. So we realized seeing all of these crimes that were happening on Pornhub and other pornography platforms too, we want to take away some of the mainstream support for these corporations.
It's like the gasoline, right? Take it out of the engine. Let it crash.
Exactly. And these companies wouldn't knowingly partner with sex trafficker, wouldn't knowingly partner with a company that's goal is to facilitate sexual exploitation. So we just
at the very least, because it would be bad for business. Like, even for those cynics out there who are like, oh, come on. It's like, well, even if it's just it's a bad business move.
So yes, it's not good for your brand at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been reaching out, to these credit card companies and also to some companies that have done advertisements on Pornhub, letting them know about the documented reality of exploitation happening on that platform. And in the middle of all of this as well, I mean, we're not the only ones speaking out. There's the survivors are speaking out, and
Good for them.
different NGOs are speaking out. One, Exodus Cry, launched the Trafficking Hub campaign. So anyone who's really interested in this topic, you can go online and search the hashtag Trafficking Hub, and you'll see so many tweets. So they launched a petition to shut down Pornhub, and it reached over 2 million signatures, which
Wow.
is really significant. And they are not mincing their words. They're saying, shut this down. This is
Yeah.
Pornhub is a
It's
crime
not
scene.
salvageable. It's wicked. Yeah.
So all of this momentum is building. And the New York Times publishes this expose. Then in December of that year, Pornhub says, okay, we're going to change things. We're not going to allow people to download materials, and we're only going to allow verified users to upload content. The
Who did you
problem
say
is,
this? Pornhub said this? Okay.
Pornhub said, we'll clean up house. The problem is that they've lost all of their credibility, and even saying that they would only allow verified users to upload content is not going to keep the content on there safe or free from exploitation. They, in fact, in the past have verified users that were uploading child sexual abuse materials. And they're not doing any kind of age or consent verification for the people depicted in these videos, not in any significant way. They might say, check a box that you're 18 and check a box that you're consenting, but they're also not checking to see if, well, this user account could be a sex trafficker who is uploading videos of victims. And Pornhub has no idea. None of these pornography platforms have any idea about what's actually going on in the room, not to mention the fact that pornography is inherently exploitive.